Hello. Hi there. Am I coming through? Fulcrum, come in. Seems like it. Seems like my levels are fine. Now I just gotta window capture. Okay, we got this. We got him in here. Bam. We are watching this video. We're watching it so hard. All right. Right. Let me just check. Oh wait. Oop. All right. Let's get into this. I don't really care that no one here. Let me. I just wanted to get this content done and out. Okay. All right. So, I watched the first 30 seconds of this, just being curious about it. But I wanted to go over. I've been saying this for a while now, maybe almost a year, that I think the next red pill wave, the next Gamergate, the next Tate style, the right wing insurgents on the internet, I think in the future is not always going to be from the West. I think that India has a huge capacity to become a right wing um hotspot because it is a rapidly industrializing country with over 1 billion people in it. And we've seen like incel forums, especially with the Indian diaspora. I am not very familiar with how Indian men are act and are treated inside India, but I do have like a little bit of experience with like the Indian diaspora here in America, and interpersonally, never really had any issues. But online, sometimes in incel forums, you'll see stuff like curry cells, where Indian men talk about how it's like really hard to get with women because women like see them as creepy or something like that because like there's like 1 billion people in India, so there's always some Indian guy in your girl's DMs. That's just a law of huge numbers kind of thing. That's not even like I don't know enough about India to say whether or not it is creepier than the West. I will say maybe, probably. I know that there is a lot of issues with feminism in India and stuff like that. Um, but I want to see how the right wing uh culture is reacting to the material conditions of India, like are just skyrocketing right now. Put it this way: India is stonks. Okay, I see a good future for India if they're able to maintain, keeping their wealth going up. Let's see what this says. Everything presented in this video is a lie. We do not believe anything that we are saying. Please do not take anything in this video seriously. This video contains strong language. Okay. Might contain opinions which might are derogatory to leftist liberals. This might be a troll. This might be a troll. We believe in feminism and transition. We are huge supporters of castrating children for the sake of Satanism. Are they Christian? I don't know much about Indian Christians, but does is there like a thing in Hinduism? Or are it just maybe they are like proper? They are talking they are pandering to a Western audience by talking about Satanism. I'm pretty sure there isn't a concept of Satanism inside Hinduism. I'm sure there is like a bad god or something like that, but um, somebody should let me know if there is a Hindu Satan, I guess, or if these guys are just not Hindu.
the sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
Nobody
I do love it when people are like, the news is so fake, and then they use that clip to prove that it's fake, not knowing that it's a consequence of Sinclair Media taking over all of small media, all of small like local news stations. Like it's not it it is like a way of control and manufacturing consent, but not in the way they imagine it. They imagine it more like a supervillain thing rather than the real banality, which is that it's just corporate consolidation.
in the podcast spectrum is speaking about this. We don't care. We don't care what you guys
Like
think.
your news is all the same reason your hamburgers are all the same at McDonald's. Put it that way. Right? See, hold on, I want to check how I. Huh. Okay, my audio gate is still clipping your voice when I talk quieter and at the end of sentences. Hainsworth, are you Hainsworth? Okay. Could the problem be solved by me just talking louder? Like, am I just not talking loud enough? Hold on. Okay. Because let's see, the audio gate is still clipping my voice when I talk quieter and at the end of sentences. All right. This might turn into a uh this might turn into an IT stream. Okay. Um all right. Not still just letting people come in anyway. So, how tipster, how do I do that? I use OBS. Yeah, Hainsworth. Let's see. OBS. How to remove noise gate. Okay. Tipster wants me to call. Tipster, there you are. Hi, Tipster. How you doing? Are having fun coming on to the Help Ellen Not Be a Retarded Boomer stream.
All right, let me figure out how to use Discord mobile. I'm being boomer mode now.
Okay. Damn.
How the fuck do I put this shit on speaker, dog?
I don't know. Oh, did you like that Glorb music video I sent you?
I'll let you know when I can hear you.
Okay.
Uh,
Can you hear me now?
okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna put it up to my ear.
There we go.
I can't figure out how the fuck to put this on speakerphone, but whatever. It is what it is. What's up, man?
Trying to figure out how to turn off my noise gate.
So you should be able to click the gear next to the audio source for your mic and select filters.
I see it's next to my mic. Are you talking about okay, I see filters. Cool. And I
And
see
then once you're in filters, just to remove the noise gate one, or whatever it's called.
I think me and lived presets gate. Should I change the preset to expander on the expander? Because we took off the noise gate last time we talked.
Okay, so what do you have there then?
I have expander, EQ, limiter, and noise suppression.
Try to remove the noise suppression, because that's likely what's getting you.
Okay, I have done it. I have removed the noise suppression.
Okay, let me leave the call and re-listen to the stream and see how it sounds.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right.
All right, bye. Let's see. Hainsworth, how's it sound now? Okay, there we go. There we go. Hell yeah. Tipster, Hainsworth, the real goats. You guys gonna hang out and watch me go over an Indian Red Pill podcast? All right, the Indian Red Pillars, the two most soy men I've ever seen are going to tell me how to be a real man. All right, let's go.
This is going on internet, and I don't give a fuck. We see
He doesn't
these
give a fuck.
YouTubers with
Sorry.
massive following.
Was that racist?
Nobody.
This is a group of people I'm not allowed to be racist to. I might struggle here.
Is speaking about this, and I know exactly why nobody's speaking.
So yes, I am promoting obesity.
These are my pronouns. You will use them.
Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use shark's pronouns and wolf's pronouns, that's pronouns.
My son is gay.
Take the man.
I love these sources.
Men are meant to be submissive. They're meant to be.
Have you ever cheated?
Yes.
They know.
I think one of the things, you know how people talk about how like fascism like is self-defeating, and I think this is one of the most notable ways that I even beyond fascism, just contempt and hatred for another group destroys your ability to relate to them. And if you can't relate to them, you can't understand them. That's why people are seeing like half of those like posts that they just posted up there were like meme bait posts, and they have such a low opinion of that type of person that they thought that everything they just posted there was like a sincere thing. Like obviously that like the gay guy with the nails or gay them whatever was like, yo, men are supposed to be submissive or whatever. That was clearly somebody satirizing Red Pill's ideas around what women are supposed to be like. And they're too stupid to understand that, or more sinisterly, they expect their audience to be too stupid to understand that, and they're just grifting off their audience. Which it's really hard to tell who's a true believer now these days.
So that if they speak the truth, they will get banned and they will lose their monetization. They're too damn afraid to speak the truth.
Oh, I mean, there we go.
Welcome to the first episode of the Base Podcast. I'm your host Bibin, and with me is my friend Sahil.
Hello.
Together, we are going to take you through a liberating experience. An experience filled with humor, an experience filled with fun, and an experience filled with immense amount of growth.
Let's see, it might be too quiet. Here, I'm just going to talk louder.
Let me just give out a few statements that might offend some of you. These are some stances, some values, some moralities that I believe in and I hold very close to my heart. I believe that there are only two genders. I believe that feminism is a lie.
Hold on. Are they doing this from like their little sister's bedroom? Like what is happening back here? Okay, sorry. I had to get my misogyny out.
And I believe that men and women can never be equal. Because we were never equal, Feminism has come along and somehow told us all that men and women are equal. Physically, we are equal. Mentally, we are equal.
I don't think anyone's saying that men and women are physically equal.
Emotionally, we are equal. This is what feminism has propagated.
Right.
But I am telling you, and I believe, and I know from my experiences, that men and
Oh, he knows from his experience. Oh, okay. We don't have to fuck data. This guy's got his experiences.
women are not equal, and that feminism is a lie. If that triggers you, you're on the right podcast. Sahil, tell me the reason why you wanted to be on this podcast. You said that this will improve us and also give an experience to the people.
These two dudes are definitely fucking, by the way. There's no way they're not. I'm sorry. The sexual tension, the soy boy glasses. Anyway. All right. I ship.
You're watching.
I ship.
You
these
do not
guys.
necessarily have to speak the best to be on a podcast. You just need to have.
Okay, I take it back. These guys don't fuck, but they like jerk off in other rooms of the same house, thinking about each other at the same time.
The courage, the balls
But they're too scared. They're too scared to hit on each other.
to do it. So tell them why you came on this podcast. Let's start there.
First, I would like to share my experience about lockdown and about how my college went. About lockdown, I would say I was really lazy about watching reels, TikTok, and just wasting my time daily. Just 24 hours of anime, reels, and short, all those kind of things. After that, when I started going to college for 1 year, I was so introvert. I didn't attend any I can say events, participate in any events. I was just lonely guy. I was like just I wanna go home and watch something new. Again, reels and shorts and anime. So that was the cycle I wanna remove from myself. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि मुझे वो साइकिल से बाहर निकलना है. I wanna be a confident man. I wanna be a better person. And for that, I would like to thank Bibin who given me this opportunity. He invited me to his podcast.
Okay, so this is the Andrew Tate and this is the Aiden Ross. Okay, the top bottom dichotomy.
He told me that we both can improve ourselves and tell the young generation who are like us, they are distracted right now, and how we can help them.
You know what I would say about that? I've had a lot of friends, man. I've been to north, east, west, and south of India, met thousands of people, made friends with thousands of people. But there's one thing that I have understood, and that is that all of these people that I've met throughout my life, they never wanted to become something great. They had it in them. They knew that मैं कुछ कर सकता हूँ life में, but they never wanted to go ahead. Their life is like this, and it will remain like this. They don't want to go ahead. They don't want to go up.
Right.
They just want to be on the same path, work the same job, live in a shitty house, live in that same shitty apartment, have the same shitty lifestyle as everyone, and stay in the same damn place. But that is not one thing that I saw with you. With you wanted to improve.
Yeah, as I started, I was
Okay.
really
So
not well.
they're hitting all the familiar beats. They are making me think. Okay, this is making me lean towards Grift over True Believer because they are hopping straight into self-help. Okay, and if you don't know anything, like I'm not saying there's anything wrong with self-help, but it's definitely a ripe ground for taking advantage of people because you're already pre-selecting for a group of people who are like who consider themselves down and out.
Spoken with, I was really introvert.
Yeah.
Right now also I told him that I could not do it, but I am here trying to improve myself. I'm on a camera.
Yeah.
And I'm really feeling proud of myself. I'm thinking that I'm at some point, at least by 1%, I'm improving right now.
Absolutely.
So that's the thing. And about the friends, I would say that I also friend. Right now I also have friends, best friends, but they have different goal. Like they have to be at a cycle of life. job, then marriage, then kids, and that's it. They don't want a freedom like on Saturdays and Sunday. That's the kind of life they want. But I wanted something different. Okay, me and Bibin, we are thinking
Okay, the
of creating
stream
something
overall
really well from this
is
2 3 years
quiet.
experience. Like, just get
Huh.
ourselves free as soon as possible. We get freedom, treat our parents well, give them some.
Okay, the stream overall is quiet. Okay, so how do I figure this? Okay, clipping is gone. Too quiet overall. Ba, 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 ba. Maybe if I increase that, does that help? Is that doing anything? Hainsworth. Um, let's see. Did that do something? Awesome. There we go. Hell yeah.
Gifts. You know, every weekend or every Saturday, Sunday, there is not a single day when you there is means it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't tell you that its world is telling you to just enjoy your life on Saturday, Sunday. It's not. Okay, you should enjoy your life every day, right?
Every day. Because I remember yesterday we went out and we were looking at all these people who were walking the streets, and we were just talking
Right.
about the weekend lifestyle. You're working a 9 to 5. Monday to Friday, you're in the office,
Right.
right? 9 to 5, you're working. And on the Saturday, on the second
I
Saturday,
think it is worth pointing out that I'm not sure. I'm going to assume a higher class privilege from these guys than like the average person in India, just due to the fact they're like 9 to 5, working in the office, like that's normal. Like most people I know, and like I'm not from like the richest part of town or anything like that. Is they don't work in offices. They work in manufacturing, warehouses, um, like retail or something like that. Office gigs are, I would imagine that is even more the case in a place like India. So the fact that their reference for like normal people is an office implies their class position is somewhat higher than the average bear. I could be completely wrong on that, but I'd bet money on that.
you get an off. If it's not a second Saturday, you have to work the Saturday as well. And when you come home from the Saturday, that is the only time you feel joy. You come home, look at your kids, and you think, yeah, tomorrow's Sunday. I might sleep in. I might take my kids out. I might buy them a dinner. I might enjoy with them. And I will enjoy only one day of my life per week. Is that the kind of life you want? Just one day of your life you're enjoying, one day of the week? That's not the life I want. Is that the life you want, man?
No, man.
I wonder what his prescription will be to having to working too much. Will it be work with your fellow workers to unionize the workplace and ask for better working conditions? Will it be petition the government to pass new laws regarding how long people should be working and how much people should be paid? Or three, will it be start a podcast scam to trick lonely men out of their money so that this person personally doesn't have to go to the office anymore, but everyone else still does? I'm gonna guess three.
Actually, I think I should enjoy my everyday life, right? If I'm doing something that I shouldn't get regretted. Means अगर मैं कर रहा हूँ अभी कोई चीज तो मुझे regret नहीं feel होना चाहिए कि I'm sitting in the couch and looking at my.
This dude has scammer phrenology, by the way, and it's not even like his skull shape. It is the hair. Never trust a man with slicked back hair. Okay. My hair is not slicked back. It just naturally looks like this. Um, Dudes who still like do the Guido fucking like that, don't trust them. They're up to no good. Okay, I've never seen a guy who slicks back his hair in the year 2024 as someone I should trust. And all right, is that me being bigoted? Yes. Is it also me being correct? Also, yes.
Myself looking at on the mirror, looking on mirror that where I am right now.
Yeah.
So fat, doing nothing, 9 to 5 job, don't have time to spend with kids or
Yeah.
family. We know that we are young right now. See, we know that we are not in the cycle of having a job and all those kind of things. But I would say that from right now, we know that what we want in our future.
All this has done is made me feel bad for this guy. I think this guy is just a gay himbo. I think this man is a scamming queer fisher who is just taking advantage of this dumb closeted gay man and making a podcast about it.
Or what is our goal in future? What we want to do, right, Vivian?
Absolutely, yes. True that. Goals are important because let's say that you guys are playing a football match. Football match dekha na? You're playing a football match, right? And there are no goalposts. Who is going to decide ki kahan pe ball marna hai? Nobody's going to know.
Right.
You need the goalposts. You need to have the set goal which you aim towards. That's what happens in a football match, right?
Right.
You start dribbling, tackling, and you start aiming towards that goalpost. If you never have that goalpost, what's the point of a football match?
Right.
There is no point.
Exercise.
And I like to say that it's a really good point.
I don't know.
It's
I box, but I don't box people because I like having not CTE. I just box for fucking exercise.
Example, right now, if you don't have a goal, then what's the kind of game you are playing, right? In all the games is a thing which gives you a satisfaction, right? Like cricket, you need a runs.
Absolutely.
In a basketball, you need a goal or you need a basketball in the net. So there is always something which improve or which motivate us by doing things. If we have something goal in our mind, if we achieve it, then we feel really good about it.
Yeah. I want to tell you something. Are you nervous?
Right now, I would say that it is really my first time on the camera, so I think I'm really nervous right now. I might make some mistake
Are you nervous, babe?
right now in words, like I pronounce something,
Okay.
1-2 time.
It has been like almost 10 minutes, and they haven't gotten. Is this like some kind of? Okay, I'm reading this comment real quick. I'm bringing. It's wild how you're trying to through the lens of hustle culture and getting like there's no need. I mean, if you do, you're just not strong enough. Read up on stoicism. Sorry, it's just like everyone I know who's like really into stoicism is like 3 years away from becoming an incel. I don't know.
Because it's my first time.
I legitimately think that like a lot of just like the idea that like you're going to find the solution to your life and like happiness and like a book about stoicism is very funny to me.
I'm really nervous.
Because stoicism is just like, I feel like it's just intellectualized toxic masculinity. It's just like, stand tall, don't cry, keep a stiffer lip. Stoicism is just thousands of pages that all boil down to keep a stiff upper lip, and then that's it.
I would say nervous because I'm getting used to the camera. So that's the thing. Yeah.
That's called authenticity, my friends, and that's called courage. That's called balls.
That's called courage.
Because most of you guys
I
would
need
never
to stop
even
doing
do this.
that. I'm not.
So I don't want anybody in the comment section saying that, oh, well, you're not doing this, you pronounce this way. No, don't care. Fuck off. I don't care. What we are doing is we are speaking the truth with absolute and utter authenticity and honesty. Because that matters to us. In order to debunk all the things that I told you, the feminism, degeneracy, transgenderism, alcoholism.
Okay, finally, we're getting to the politics. Jesus Christ. I thought they were just going to suck each other off for the rest of this podcast. Thank God.
All of these things are absolutely degenerate, and all of these are lies.
Oh, I'm a degenerate. What's wrong with being a degenerate?
To overcome these lies is by truth. There's a saying that the fire of truth will burn all the ashes of lies. And for that, we have to be authentic and honest.
I need an argument.
Our personality.
I'm about to turn
character,
into 1.5 speed if they don't give me an argument soon.
Our feelings, our emotions, our logic, everything has to be there on the camera for them to see, so that they can understand who we are as people, so that they can trust us to to see our videos and keep coming back to our videos. For that, it takes authenticity. What do you say, man? So there's no need to feel nervous, is what I say. No need to feel nervous.
Yeah, like I'm feeling confident right now. Like,
No
I'm
need to
doing
feel nervous.
something, at least I'm not sitting at home and watching anime or just scrolling Instagram or scrolling my YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
While coming here, I was thinking about how would I means क्या मैं अच्छे से perform कर सकता हूँ कैमरा के सामने? Would मैं अच्छे से perform कर पाऊंगा कि नहीं? या फिर कुछ words misplace हो जाए या फिर कुछ हो जाए बीच में. Bipin is really good with this conversation, this type of conversation. So he knows what to say. So this is I was just a little bit confused about the words, but right now, as much I slowly has improved, right? This is the first episode. So I will get to the point in two, third, and the fourth episode to get even better and better. That's the thing.
Here's the thing, guys. I do not really give a fuck if you like this podcast or not. I don't really care.
Right.
That's a lie. You're explicitly pandering to Western audience by invoking Satanism in literally the first second. You care whether people like this podcast. I love when people who do art are like, I don't care if anybody likes. Okay. There are people who make art just for themselves. You just don't know about it because they are truly doing it for themselves and it's just in their house hanging out. They're not broadcasting this. This is not for just him. This is for everybody else. That like I don't understand. Like I do. I know just the practiced aloofness that toxic masculinity breeds, that it's like it's not cool to care about anything. It's okay. There is something very strange about proclaiming that you don't care about something while you're shouting from the rooftops about it. That's what this is. You are uploading a whole ass YouTube video. You put editing into this. Look, I'm someone that really like I kind of care about what I do, but I just got an editor. Okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This dude has like some good, pretty decent edits in here and stuff like that. This is a product of passion, okay? But toxic masculinity makes him feel like it's gay for him to think that he is passionate about this. Just be okay and acknowledge that you fucking like what you're doing, that you're having fun. I just don't get why this is like what this posturing is. Like, what are you proving by saying you don't care about the thing you clearly care about? Is it so that I don't attack it? Is it because you're insecure about your art and you want to try and like ward off attacks at the past by claiming that you don't care about the attacks anyway, so come at me? Which I think that's probably a healthy attitude to have when you're like starting out on something. But I'm going to assume that this guy this is not this man's first rodeo, considering that he timed this for New Year's, has pretty decent editing from what I've seen in here and stuff like that. The only thing in here that seems kind of like novice level is just the conversation itself. And that mostly is from this guy's fault because he's saying it's his first time on camera. I don't think this is this man's first rodeo. I would bet that he has been involved with other types of projects, and I would like to see what those were.
This podcast is my journey. It's his journey on how we grow in life. That's it. I don't care if we get views. I don't care if we get hate comments. I do not give a fuck what you all think. My idea is to put myself out there.
Okay, actually, I have to take a shit, so I'm going to put a thing on while I do that and then come back. Okay. Yep, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Perfect. Perfect timing.
Something productive. His idea is to do something which is productive for him. And that's what we are doing because our vision, our goals align together. We want to do something for people which debunks lies and promotes truth. And that is why we are doing this podcast. We want to debunk the
give me the
lies
truth,
and
baby.
promote truth. And in order to promote truth, in order to speak about topics honestly and openly, you have to risk offending some people.
Right, right.
Because let's say that I am trying to get an idea out of you. I have to risk offending you to some way. मैं अगर सोचूंगा कि ये क्या सोचेगा या वो क्या सोचेंगे, I can never truly understand your opinion. I can never truly put myself out there.
I need to get an
So we have
Indian
to
guy
offend
in
those
here.
people. We have to offend these fuckers sitting at home to a certain extent.
But I would say that if you guys are watching, I would like to say just start something. Just don't sit and think about your future. You know, you're watching sitting at shorts and anime. You're looking at the motivational shorts.
This man
right?
has
You're
said
thinking,
shorts in
yeah, life
anime
is
so many
well,
times.
doing well, having a Lamborghini, luxurious
Let's
car.
go.
The thing is that with them is that they started with one thing. Okay, they just started. They took an action. That's the thing I'm gonna tell you. I know I'm young, but here's the thing I wanted to tell you guys that I realized it sooner. If you realize this thing late, then it's too late. You know that after a certain time you can't go back in time and you think that I should have done these things. But right now I would like to say to you that you should focus on things and take action as soon as possible. Right, women?
That's one very important topic. Regret.
Regret, right?
Yesterday we were sitting in the park. After having dinner, we usually go for walks. All right. We were sitting in this park and we saw this 35, 40-year-old man, right? He had his tummy out.
Right.
He was like doing the swiveling on the fucking swing. And we were looking at him and I was telling you, man, if I become that guy, I will be permanently depressed in life. Now, I don't believe
That guy
that
seemed pretty
I can
happy.
be
What's wrong with?
depressed ever.
Hold on, this might be my American brain speaking here, but what's wrong with a fat guy with his belly out on a swing? Like inherently, that guy is probably happier than this dude is.
My parents can die. Everybody that I love can die. Everybody that I love can be stripped away from me. Everything that I have can be stripped away from me.
Right.
I will not be depressed. You know that. Shit is.
What? What? Hold on. Just like, yeah, my entire family can die. I can lose everything. I just won't be depressed. I am built different. The depression will come and I will tell it no.
I haven't been depressed. You can look at this room. This is depressing.
Right.
I cannot be depressed. But we had this conversation yesterday that if I end up like that, I will definitely be depressed.
Right.
You don't want to end up like that. You don't want to be 40 years old thinking back in your life that maybe I could have done.
I would much rather be a fat guy on a swing with my belly out than two nerds on a podcast. I know that is ironic saying that as a streamer, but see, being a streamer means you don't need other people. This is just a visual podcast. The upgrade. This is a stupid point.
That if I went to the gym, I could have been fit. If I just worked out, I wouldn't have the fucking tummy. If I just worked hard.
Okay, maybe the guy doesn't want to fucking work out. Like, I'm not like it's so weird how much he is like caring. It's kind of gay how much he like cares about what another man is doing.
Maybe I would have a nice car. If I just worked hard enough, maybe I would have a nice job, a nice business. If I worked hard, maybe my children would respect me. If I worked hard, maybe my wife would respect me and love me more. You don't want to end up like that person because that is going to bring you true depression for the rest of your life because then you will be powerless. Right now you have power, man. We have power to do anything. At 40 years, we won't have that power.
Right.
I've known men that have gotten out of prison. Like they I don't know, they did like something real shitty in like their like late teens, early 20s or whatever. Like we're in prison for like 20 years. and then like got out and started a business like in their 40s. I am not saying that is the norm, but like the idea that like 40 is hitting the wall and you can't do anything after that is just fucking stupid. There are you don't need there's no one is on a timer, okay? Some fucking Rodney Dangerfield was not successful like as like a comedian until he was older. That's like a famous example. Note that I'm not saying most or anything like that, but just like this is like a very toxic idea that um if you're a 40-year-old man and you don't have everything you want, then you're a failure. That's like he is creating the depression that he is saying that he wants to like prevent and help men not get out. He is a the ideologies that these two are preaching are what make them miserable and they don't realize it.
Right now we are young, right?
Yeah.
We are 20, 21, 22.
Yeah.
Okay. So we know that this is a time where you can take as much as possible.
Because we don't have any responsibilities.
Right. 20, 21.
Hold on. What? We have power because we have no responsibility. Sorry to quote Spider-Man here. Great power and great responsibility are pretty linked. All right. If you have power, you have responsibility. There's actually an interesting thing. I remember hearing from Boa the Fifth Column when he explained the origins of the term rule of 303 or something like basically is some people misuse it as a might makes right uh, argument. But the way that Bo explained it, if I'm remembering it correctly, is it comes from actually like a I think it was a war crime in India or something like that. There was these guys or whatever, they were like really bad. They all got lined up and shot or whatever. And when the guy was brought to the war crime tribunal for shooting all these people against the wall, they asked what statute that he referred to in order to do that, and he said Rule 303, 30, like it's a caliber. So, and the idea that was supposed to be that if you have the ability to prevent suffering, you have the responsibility to do that. If you have the same way that like I'm a tall guy. If there's a short person who needs something at a tall shelf, I am kind of there is a impetus on me to help somebody that can't do it themselves. All right, like if some like old lady that was like 5'5" came up to me and was like, "Can you reach down on the shelf?" And I just said, "I'm not responsible for getting stuff off the shelf for you," I would rightly be considered a dick because it's not about what my responsibilities are. It's about what my responsibilities are in context of the people around me and what they're capable of doing. All right.
I would say like 25, 26 until you don't get married. You have
Absolutely.
time.
Absolutely.
Just make use of that time.
Yeah.
अगर वो टाइम निकल गया तो लाइफ में इतना रिग्रेट होगा. You won't be able to, you will just think about मुझे नहीं देखना भाई पीछे क्या किया है मैंने. I just want to look forward right now.
Yeah.
But situation in your hand would be like that. You have to be forcefully आपको सोचना पड़ेगा पीछे कि पास्ट में अगर मैंने एक्शंस लिए होते.
These guys are really
कुछ
boring,
किया
by
होता,
the way.
कुछ स्टार्ट किया होता खुद का.
You need
आज
to
मैं यहाँ नहीं होता.
look if you guys are gonna look showbiz tip from a has-been. Be funnier. There we go.
Have been doing something better right now. That's
Yes, absolutely. It's all about taking action. Action beats everything.
Well, you can't really be a has-been if you never were, but whatever.
Your thoughts are not valuable until and unless you put it into action. I have been thinking about starting a podcast since 1 year. But for the past 11 months, I did not put it into action. एक महीने पहले I called Sahil and I was like, Sahil, I have to get it done, man.
Right.
Pack your bags, come to my place, let's get it done. Bought the setup, did the setup behind. He came day before yesterday, right? You came?
Right.
2 days, we did the setup, we brought all the equipments, and we started the podcast.
That took you 2 days? Okay.
2 days, that's it. For the past 11 months, I was thinking that mujhe karna hai, karna hai, karna hai. But I did not do it. That is my fault. But for the past 2 days, I wanted to do it, and I felt that this is not the way to go about it. You have to put things into action for them to come alive. You have to water the fucking plant every day, otherwise it will die.
और आपको ऐसा लग रहा होगा कि हम लोग ने एकदम स्टार्ट करके कुछ एक्सपेंसिव थिंग्स लिए होंगे, बट यू वोंट गाइस रियलाइज दैट वी आर इन अ रियली स्मॉल रूम राइट नाउ एंड वी हैव जस्ट स्टार्टेड with something torch and everything. Okay, some boxes, we bought some boxes from street, and that's how we are making these videos right now. So I would like to say there is means some people give reason for like we don't have money, we don't have time, all these kind of things. Yeah, I am saying you that in just 2 days we made all these kind of things. We buy lights, bulbs, electricity, all these kind of things. And I would like to say to you that just take an action and you will realize that you will not regret it. Whenever you take action, you realize that you have learned something from it.
Absolutely. That's one major point that you touched upon. Excuses. Let's talk about excuses for a while. Let me give you a quick story, right? I was working this real estate job, and I used to meet hundreds of people every day, talk to hundreds of new people every day. I've sold properties worth crores. I was the top salesman at my site, and I had wonderful colleagues, wonderful managers by my side. I had a wonderful team working with me. But I also had certain people who had this specific mindset. You know what they told me, Sahil? They told me that मैं ऑफिस आता हूँ 10 बजे, मैं घर जाता हूँ 6 बजे, मैं जिम कब जाऊँ? When will I work out? Wake up at 6, go to the gym. Go home at 8, go to the gym. They are telling me that मैं 10 बजे आता हूँ और 6 बजे ऑफिस जाता हूँ. That's just 8 hours of your life. 8 hours in a day is all you're dedicating to office. Where is the rest of the time? You have 16 hours in a day other than that 8 hours. Where are those 16 hours? खा गए क्या तुम लोग? That is called excuse.
Right. Realize करना जरूरी है कि you always have time. Okay.
It's only about making time, man.
Yeah. In start, you have to make so much sacrifices. You have to realize that कुछ ना कुछ sacrifice करना ही पड़ेगा, तभी कुछ point पे हासिल होगा. Okay. You will get something. You will reach your closer just by 1%. By taking one step, you are getting 1% closer to your goals. You're taking second step, 2%. You have to take 100 big steps. Then you get to your goal. Then you achieve your goal.
Absolutely, because taking one big step is difficult.
Right.
You have to break that one big step into 100 small steps and take those 100 small steps. That's how you reach to that level.
Right.
We are taking a small step right now. It's not a big step for us. It's a very small step. हम लोग बहुत छोटा step ले रहे हैं. Don't think that we have like invested fucking 10,000s of rupees into this podcast. We haven't. We have invested a very little amount into this podcast.
Oh my
God. Upping it slowly.
Okay, I'm just skipping ahead.
Love, support, nurture, giving a love to a man.
Absolutely.
That's the kind of thing I want to say.
Absolutely. This might come off as offensive to some people, as you just interjected me, that when I said that men are above women. Now, you need to understand that there is a line of command, right? Have you ever seen a war? Are soldiers just fighting by themselves, or is there a general who gives commands and then the soldiers go and fight? How does it work out? There's always a general, right? Who is the general? The general is a person with more life experience, who's strong, who's more wise, who's more disciplined, who's more authoritative, who's more dominant.
Right.
And men have all these natural capabilities within them. A woman is emotional. Women are naturally emotional. Men are naturally logical.
Oh,
that creates a huge disparity between
I've never heard this
because
before.
in life, emotions can help you out in your relationships, but emotions can never help you out when making decisions.
I guarantee you, if I talk to either of these guys, they will start wigging the fuck out and like getting so emotional. I'm calling it now. Hainsworth, yeah, just clip this right now, and then we'll see. I am Joseph Joe starring them right now. Next you're gonna start crying and shitting. Okay.
Decisions are to be made logically, which is why I said that men are above women in one way. I'm not saying that we are above you in a very derogatory way. It's not. It's not.
Look, I'm just better than you. I don't mean it derogatorily.
What I'm telling you is that men have to be above women in a physical standpoint and from a responsibility standpoint for the society to function well. What do you think about that?
I would say that right now, okay, so women's, I would say they have come up a lot.
Yes,
They're doing
they
a
are.
great business.
Yes.
Okay, so some women are also generals.
Yes.
Okay, they can lead army, they can tell what to do. The women are also intelligent,
Absolutely. Women are very intelligent.
very intelligent.
Yes.
They are. So I would say right now the gap is really closing right
Yes.
now between man and woman. So I think they both are equal. No, they both are equal, and I would say they have their own specific things to do. Okay,
This is
the
where
reason.
this is where we disagree a lot. We are on this podcast, we are a team, but we disagree on this one thing.
Okay. All right. Prediction. This guy is like red pill internet brained, just based on everything I'm seeing about him. I think this guy's more normal.
You say that men and women are equal. I say that men and women are not equal. It's okay to have conflicting opinions. It's okay to
Right.
debate on a podcast. That's fine.
By the way, I think this guy is morally worse than this guy. Because you just being chill was like, oh, I just think women are worse. You know, we can agree to disagree. Like it belies a huge amount of cowardice, and like unless this guy is like responsible for his livelihood or something like that, uh he should not be a bitch and be able to just say, hey, actually justify your shit beyond like boomer Facebook posts. Okay, like you haven't, are you bringing any data to this fucking argument, or are you just because note he talks about women being emotional and shit like that, but I have not seen a single data point, a, a study. I've seen literally nothing but him arguing off his fucking feelings. So the idea that I are, let's see, if women are more emotional than men, this person is an outlier and is the most emotional of men. Okay, let's put it that way. Even in his world, he's wrong.
Because this is something that we have to talk about. Men and women are not equal because men and women have been evolutionary and biologically wired a different way.
Ooh, we're getting to Evo Psych, my favorite form of badly used science. All right, let's get it. Let's hear this bad argument.
Is biologically wired different, and a man is biologically wired different. I'm not saying that a woman and man are not equal in a derogatory way. I'm saying that from a physical standpoint, from a natural standpoint,
Yeah,
from a biological.
nobody. Okay, one, they're not born that way. The reason men are stronger than women is because of hormones. All right, if you take a biological, like an AFAB, assigned female at birth person, and you give them testosterone, they will get muscles like that are very comparable to men. I think they just won't get the bone density, and I think that you can, as if they do it young enough, they might be able to get the bone density. I'm not even going to pretend I'm a doctor, but the point of the matter is that like he talks the he basing all of this on like he thinks that people just like come out of the womb like, oh, stronger and all these things. Like girls beat the shit out of like girls. There's like a period I remember from like elementary school where the girls were bigger than the boys. Like this was like third, fourth, fifth grade or something like that. While like all the boys, because girl, female puberty starts earlier than male puberty. So there's a weird window where like the girls are all stronger, and obviously this is just aggregate. There's everybody starts their own puberty at different things, but I'm talking in like averages here. And then the guys all get their growth spurts and like puberty through like middle school and stuff like that. So it's weird to use the naturalistic argument while not even understanding why.
Logical standpoint, men and women are different. And difference creates.
The reason I went over the hormone thing is because people will use this argument against trans people without understanding how much of their own like sex and stuff like that was by hormones. They completely take that out of the thing. Because like men or women are different. That's why they should play different sports. I agree. If there's different disparate hormone levels and stuff like that, we shouldn't have testosteronized people competing against estrogenized people. I think that's a fair thing to say. That's completely in line with reducing harm and in terms of injuries and stuff like that. That totally makes sense. But then they will use the same argument against somebody who has been on hormones for like over 5 years, have hormone levels that are similar to that of like a cis woman, or even lower than a cis woman or something like that, and then be like, oh yeah, they can't play basketball because it's just going to be Joanna Man. It's just not something that's in reality. And the reason I know not in reality is because like like even if you're dumb enough to think trans people were invented in 2014, it has been 10 years. Where is the mysterious Joanna Man? All they have is Leah Thomas, and they only had that for a week because she got beat by a cis woman like a week later. All right, like there is not a like LeBron James transgender like equivalent. All right, they're not succeed. They're not at the top of the food chain athletically. They're just not. And it's because they're taking hormones that basically act as muscle destroy juice. I should actually have Momcore on stream to talk about because they are a fairly athletic trans woman, and I would they seem like they would know a lot about like how hormones impact training and stuff like that. I'm gonna
Inequality.
message them now.
And what is unequal is not equal. So how the fuck are women and men equal?
So you are saying that, let's see for an example, if you're a married couple, right? Okay, you are married.
Yeah.
If something happens to your wife, she's end up dead. Okay,
Yeah.
so what will you do? Okay. I have seen too many men who get just, they get destroyed from their heart. Okay, they just drank, they don't care about the kids. The life is wasted, they don't know anything about themselves. But when man dies in the house, woman doesn't drink or go somewhere and just run around, leave their kids or everyone. They started to work, they find work for themselves, and they work for their kids to make them better person than his father.
Absolutely. Now you need to understand that there are two sides to it. There are men who lose their wives and start drinking and start doing all the degenerate things, and then there are also men who start taking care of the children more and loving them more. There are
But
also
the
men who
ratio
do
is
that.
low.
No, there is no proof of that yet. There is no proof of that yet, so we are not going to dive.
What is they're not proof of? They're at 27 minutes. I just have a hard time understanding because the accent. 27. Men who start taking. Also, there's. Huh.
Drinking and start doing all the degenerate things, and then there are also men who start taking care of the children more and loving them more. There are
But
also
the
men who
ratio
do
is
that.
low.
No, there is no proof of that yet. There is no proof of that yet, so we are not going to dive into it. Now, if we are talking about women, there are women who do the things which are degenerate, who go to the clubs, who get with a new man, who sleep around with other men.
I don't look. Maybe this is just my toxic. I've never really been that scared of like women like messing around on me because just like I don't know. I think men like I don't even think it's just men. I think a lot of people do this, where they will try to establish a relationship, as a way of like planting their flag, and like, oh, I'm your girlfriend, right? I'm your boyfriend, right? As a way of just like reassuring them that you're not gonna leave or something like that. Where and what and what like a lot of men like this do is they'll do that like way too early on a girl who just literally just wants to have some fun. Like they're in their mid 20s, they just got out of college, they have money for the first time, they just got their own apartment, they probably had a college boyfriend for like 2 or 3 years, and they're not really trying. They want to figure out themselves first and stuff like that. And then a guy like this comes in that's like all red pilled and is like, I need a wife immediately, and then tries to move it too fast, pressures a girl into it, and is like, oh, you're my girlfriend, right? And she like, you know, might genuinely like you a bit or something, but doesn't want you to leave. So she says, yeah. And then she goes around and fucks around because that's what she always wanted to do. There needs to be a level of emotional intelligence and in terms of like what you're asking someone to do. It's like in terms of like yeah, should the like girl in that woman in that situation like just say no? Yeah. But then these guys will then go around to be like, see, women are whores because they want to do the exact thing I want to do. Because like I guarantee you that both of these guys would fold if like hot women were flirting with them as much as hot dudes are flirting with the women they're calling whores, they would fold way more than the woman already is. Guarantee it.
Go to the fucking clubs and drink their brains out and abandon their children. There are women who do that as well. So there is no standpoint or there is no reference.
I will note that men do it more. What he's saying, men are way more likely to abandon children than
women. Point to which we can base off these conclusions.
I'm saying that as an abandoned child.
We can say that there are women who do that and there are men who do that, but we need to understand that men and women coming together as partners is what makes a marriage run, and that is what makes a family run.
Both when they both
support
something, they
both are very important.
Yeah, the both are important.
Absolutely,
they are equal level when they get married.
Oh my god,
support needed in
boring.
Yes.
Marriage thing.
Man, is this what Indian Facebook is like? Can someone tell me? Okay, yeah. Can someone tell me if Indian Facebook is just fucking boomer memes? Because like I've heard this shit like 20 years ago. This feels retro. It feels like a blast from the past.
Man is supposed to be the protector and the provider. The woman is supposed to be the nurturer and the lover. That's how the relationship works. We can debate about this. We are going to have a lot of debates about this. That's fine. But let's move on to the next topic. Because you are...
Okay, this is so fucking boring.
Now you're not attractive anymore. You need to understand that...
Hold on.
But he doesn't have his children around him. No matter how strong you are, when you get old, if you do not have your kids around you, if you do not have a family that cares about you, you will become depressed and suicidal. You need children. You need families. Men need families. Men need children. Women...
See, this is a whole other thing. Like selfishly just having children just so you can like guilt them into being free caretakers for you. Like see, this is why I'm glad I don't have a relationship with my parents. I'm never gonna have to do that shit. The idea that like it's just so fucked up to like put that on someone. Like, have people historically done that? Yeah, because there wasn't like a system to like take care of them and shit like that. We are capable of creating a system where it's not just kids, like well, grown adults by then, but like the children of people being basically coerced into taking care of parents that probably didn't fucking treat them well. Like, it's one thing to want to do it because like you care about your parent. Like I care about my grandparents and I'll help them and stuff like that because I care about them. But the idea of just like I need to have a kid so that I can I can have a on demand fucking maid and wet nurse or whatever for me is just real kind of like fucked. And then if those kids end up like gay or trans or whatever like that, this guy's gonna treat them like shit and then wonder why they're not taking care of them when he's like senile.
Especially need families. Women especially need children because it is very important for them. Nowadays, women say that I don't want children. You don't realize it right now.
You know why women don't want children? Because they've accurately understood that it's one, expensive, two, chains you to a fucking idiot for 18 years. All right? Like, Uh, the beyond the economics and the socio like political thing and like people not having enough apartments so that like, you don't fuck as much, so there's less children, all those other things. A big part of it is that there just aren't as many men where women look at them and say, "I want to have a baby with them." You know why? Because like a lot because men are like because I don't blame any woman who doesn't want to have a baby with this guy. I don't blame them. Um, they're like, "Oh yeah, you have to listen to me. You're worse than me." Like the entire economic system of the last hundreds of years, especially under like the whole like nuclear family, which was very much like a post like industrial revolution thing, is just completely revolves around having a like caretaker at home or something like that. And women just don't want to do that job. Okay? There's tons of men that want to do that job, but due to like it's not like sexism doesn't also affect women. There's lots of like left-leaning women that have like ostensibly like all these like policy positions are very lefty or whatever, but still at their like core are like grossed out at the idea of having like a stay-at-home husband. That is a form of sexism. We are not allocating uh now it's come to a point where the contradictions of capitalism are so high that people cannot afford to have a homemaker. Like the first minimum wage that was established by FDR in the states was designed for like a man to be able to like support a family. Okay, now, you can't do that these days on minimum wage. You can't do that these days on double the minimum wage. You need to be the only people I know that like even okay, actually I don't I think there's only one person I know that has like a legit housewife, whatever, and he makes over 100K a year. That's the only guy I know that has that. Other than that, I do not know what. Maybe this is just me revealing my class position. I do not know a non-working woman. My grandmother's work, my mother worked, my aunt works. Every fucking woman I know fucking works. All right. So if you're working and if both of you are working, you want a partnership, not a leadership. Okay. So then that changes the social dynamic where if you guys are both working, why the fuck am I the only one doing the dishes? Why the fuck am I the only one cleaning up? I don't want to have a baby with this fucking asshole who expects me, who's basically just picking and choosing his feminism and traditional ways in a way that most benefits him and most detriments me. Fuck that. I'm not having a baby with this fucking asshole. That totally makes sense. Okay? So if people like this want women to like go have babies and stuff like that, you need to push for policies that make it even possible rather than just shaming people for not doing a lifestyle that they can't even afford.
What the fuck are you going to do without children? Just imagine your life. You're working till 40. Your job doesn't give a fuck about you. You're sleeping around with a bunch of men. All right? You hit the age of 40. Now you're not attractive anymore. You need to understand that women reach their peak attractiveness when they are 20 to 22.
Right, right.
Men reach their peak attractiveness when they are 30. So we are very different. Men reach their peak by 30. Women hit their peak by 22.
Oh, I'm hitting my peak this year. So I don't. I mean, is there probably a physical peak where like you this is as strong as you are capable of being physically? Yes, but I don't think I would guarantee if you ask Mike Tyson or Jean Claude Van Damme or like a world class athlete, hey, when were you the most physically fit in your life, and when were you the most happy in your life? And I guarantee you, those are two different times in their
After 22 to 25, your peak starts dropping.
Right, right.
Once you're 40 years old as a woman, you're no more attractive. No guy.
That's bullshit. I'm sorry. I have seen lots of like hot 40-year-old women. Okay, like hold on. We're let's see. I'm trying to think. Hold on. How old is Mariah Carey? Yeah, how? Let's see. Mariah Carey is Mariah Carey is 54. Oh yeah, this lady really hit the wall. Yep. Here, let's even make it recent. Yeah. Oh yeah. This lady has really hit the fucking wall here. Oh my god. Wow. Oh no. Oh my god. What a wow. Nobody would want to bang her. Let's see. Salma Hayek. How old is Salma Hayek? Salma Hayek is 50 fucking 7. Okay? Oh yeah. Who would want to sleep with her? Yeah. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Oh yep. She's hit the wall. Oh yeah. The so ugly. Oh my god. Hold on. Let's see. Fucking who's that one lady from fucking Modern Family? Sofia Vergara. Sofia Vergara. How old is Sofia Vergara? She is 51. Images. Oh yeah, what an ugly lady right here. Oh yeah. What a nope. Yeah, she's 11 years over the fucking bar. It's fucking stupid. Okay, let's fix this. All right, let's get you back in here. All right. It's just honestly, I'm gonna here hot take. If you think women over 40 are like incapable of like being hot, you're just a pedophile. I really like. I don't. I I'm not like. It's just weird to be like, oh yeah, 40-year-old women are incapable of being hot and like married. Like, I'm sorry. It's one, people divorce all the time. Two, it's not. There's tons of people that just like marriage just didn't make sense for them because they're on their career and stuff like that. I see hot 40-year-old women out at the bars all the fucking time. All right, it's it's not like it's not a big deal. Like, it's just so weird to me to be like to think like milk like this isn't like really like representative with like most men either or even women, considering like MILF porn has been the like one of the most popular categories in porn for well over a decade. So like the idea that like 40 plus year old women can't be hot, it's just fucking stupid. It's stupid.
Is going to look at
If you want to make the argument that maybe like as women get older, like less and less of them are able to be hot, sure, whatever. But even then, like if you're a 40-year-old dude and you're mad, like this is also goes against for men too. Men also men can also look good post 40 and bad post 40. Like it goes both ways. And if anything, societal pressure is on women to look nicer. Like women put so much more effort in their appearance than men do. So men will look like fucking Danny DeVito and they'll still score like fucking hot women and shit like that. Whereas that doesn't really happen the other way around.
you.
I mean, it does, but it happens but not nearly to the same extent.
Nobody's going to want you. Everybody is going to want the 22-year-old girl. And there's a biological factor for
dude, I'm 30 and I don't want 22-year-old girl. Like I don't know. If I meet one that's like at the bar and they're cool and they want to fuck, whatever. But I'm not going out of my way to like talk to a 22-year-old. They're fucking annoying. If you are scouring for 22-year-olds and shit like that, you're fucking weird because they're boring. They like the only reason you would want that it's like a guy like my age or higher is just because like women your own age don't really want to fuck with you, or you are like intimidated by women that have the same amount or maybe even more life experience than you. And instead of taking that as like an opportunity to learn, your contempt of women is denying you opportunities to learn from different perspectives. Your constant need to be the leader is making you a worse leader because you are not learning. What are you going to learn from a 22-year-old girl? I'm not saying that there's not anything that they could say or whatever, but the idea that oh, this is just like natural and how it's supposed to be good, how it's supposed to be, the man is supposed to be the leader or whatever. Well, that 22-year-old is still under the same market conditions that makes the fucking 30 and 40-year-old not want you. So except she just hasn't gone through what the 30 and 40-year-old went through, which is what I talked about earlier, is being in a relationship with somebody, both working, and then coming home and realizing they have to do all the home stuff because the dude's a slob and think that it's woman work. And then she is going to eventually become the 30 and 40. You, my guy, are the catalyst for why the 30 and 40-year-old women are so bitter. You, every 22, you are the bitter 30 to 40-year-old woman maker. All right. Your ideology is what makes the women this way. They interact with you, get tired of you, leave you, and then you move on to the next 22-year-old. You are a bitter woman factory.
So imagine you're 40, not attractive anymore. You don't have kids. You're by yourself at your home and you're fired from your job. What the fuck are you going to do about your life? A man at 40 is still safe. A man can marry at 70. There are men who have had kids at 80 years of age. Al Pacino, he was a Hollywood actor. He had a kid at the age of 82. 82. Exactly. For men, it's easy. But for you chicks, it's not. So if you think that you're going to work away, slave away for a corporation who doesn't care about you, you are on the wrong path.
Yeah, instead you should have babies with a man who also doesn't care about you.
Think about that. If your woman tells you that I don't want kids, what would you say to her?
Then I would say, what is the purpose of staying? Okay, if you wanna get a
Look,
marriage,
there's nothing. Look, if you want to have kids, and your partner doesn't, I think that's a perfectly valid reason. They'll be like, hey, I want this. I'm sorry that we can't have this together, that you don't want this. I don't want to impede on your life goals and your life. I will just go date someone and I'll have kids with them. Still care about you. You're still great. You're still awesome. It's just, this is not going anywhere. I feel a desire to have kids and a family. There is nothing wrong with that. But the idea that you should create societal pressures to make that woman who doesn't want kids have kids anyway, that's a problem.
and the thing which takes both of means a relation goes forward in a marriage is that kid.
Absolutely.
If something happens, you have to do something. Okay,
Yeah.
if something happens between you guys, there is a kid behind you
Sure.
which loves you a lot, both of us, and you have not taken care of him right properly. You're just thinking that I don't want a child or anything. What is the point of going in a relationship then? Right, women?
Absolutely.
There's points to a relationship that have nothing to do with children. Companionship, maybe you just want a cool person to go on cruises with. There's lots of just regular couples that just don't want to have children. They have money, they go on vacations, they travel the world, they make good memories together, and then they, pass away together. That's not unheard of, and I don't think there's anything morally or ethically wrong with it. These guys would need to create an argument on why that's bad, and I think it's very revealing on his end that he can't conceive of a relationship where he's not in his mind like materially gaining. He can't understand. He does not understand the concept of like a gaining in just relationship and companionship. He does not see that as the gain because he doesn't see the woman as equal. He might say that he thinks women are equal. I don't think he truly believes that. I think he might believe it in a legal sense, but I don't think he believes it in a sense of personship because uh to it's very revealing to say like what is even the point of this, in the idea that every like sexual relationship has to be one in which kids are made is very weird.
I think this is one thing that you have to establish right in the beginning of the relationship.
Right.
These are the conversations.
Yeah, that I'll give him that point. If you want kids, fucking bring that up early, okay? Don't date somebody for years and then bring it up, hoping to like guilt them into it to like make them stay with you or something. That's fucky. You should come out if you think you want kids in the future, you should come out of the gate being like, hey, I think
Uncomfortable conversation which you need to have right in the beginning with the woman that you're dating. As a man, you have to consider yourself the prize. You're always above. The woman should reach for you. You shouldn't be the one trying to reach for the woman. You are here, bro. You're the confident guy, you're the ambitious guy, you're the more driven guy. The woman should be reaching for you. You shouldn't be running after anyone in your life. That is not how you should fucking go about it. So these are also the topics that we'll be covering about.
I will agree. In terms of anti-simp action, I do think one of the things that guys do that make like women not want to like see them, and like I think most guys have been guilty of this at one point or another, is just trying too hard. Forcing it, trying to just make something happen. The idea making something happen. You know, the idea of trying to be like move too fast or something like that, and a lot of that comes from insecurity because they, as I was talking earlier, people are use these relationship milestones as ways of like planting their flag in someone, and you should you should you should want people that also want you. You should never be like groveling or asking for someone's attention. That's not healthy for you, and it's not healthy for them.
In the podcast.
Right.
We'll be talking about dating. We'll be talking about modern dating, especially because traditionally, when me and my dad and my mom got married, or for example, your parents got married, scenario in that age was very different. It was very traditional. But nowadays, it's not, man. Penny, when did your mom and dad get married?
I would say my mom was still in school,
Okay.
and my father, I think he just started had a job
That's
in the 2023,
Yeah.
and that time they got married
They got married very young.
very young, very young.
Right. So the scenario back then was very different. It has changed up a lot right now. There are hundreds of factors which you have to vet a person on. Especially if you're getting with a woman. Understand this will be the single most important decision in your life, whom you spend the entire life with.
Right.
There is no point in sleeping around with a lot of people. That's just degenerate.
No,
It's a lie in itself. Which
I think you should sleep around just to figure out what you like and stuff like that. I think you should just figuring yourself out. Have fun. Don't make it more serious than it is. Just hang out. I don't think you have to make it some like big thing. It's not. Some people think it's more sacred than others. I don't know. The idea that I'm not gonna like sleep with someone before I marry them is very stupid. The joke has been made a million times before. You gonna buy a car without fucking taking a test drive? Like that's stupid. Sexual compatibility is important, right?
again, the West is telling you, oh, go to the club, hang around, hook up, do this, do that. The hookup culture, it's a fucking lie. It's a fucking degenerate
It's not a lie. I do it all the time.
lie, which has been propagating upon you. Do not fall for that. We will debunk all of these things because it is our mission to speak the truth and tear away the lies.
Yeah, you have to
tear
build
away the
yourself.
lies,
You have to
brother.
create your value. It's not pride right now to sleep with 20 guys or 20 women as you're thinking right now. Okay, it's not a pride. It's a really degenerate thing. If you're thinking you're doing something better in your life, then it's not.
I look, return to tradition where I don't the idea that hookup culture is new is very stupid. Especially like in the context um like sex is going down. Like younger people do not have nearly as much sex as they did in the 70s and 80s. And I mostly credit that to the cocaine being better then. But beyond that, um it's a fucking like this is how you know they I don't live in like reality. Sex people are having less sex than ever, but they're still scaremongering about hookup culture. That it's which implies it's not about STDs. It's not about sexual health. not about anything like that. It's about the fact that women have more control than they ever have in terms of dating. They just do. And I think it's high time that, because it's not like, you know, there if you look at like in the I know only the American rates, but if you look at rates of fucking divorce spikes, it is after women get certain rights and stuff like that. There was a notable spike after women were capable of getting credit cards. There was a notable spike after they made it legal for women to own property. There was a notable spike, um, I think, after even the Violence Against Women, um, and stuff like that. There, the um, what these guys want is culture to go back to where men had more power to put women in positions they didn't want to be. And if they disagree that women didn't want to be in those positions and stuff like that, then how come uh so many women are just running the second they get the chance to, the second they had a capacity to get a credit card, they had the ability to get property, they had the ability to drive, they had the ability to, every time we give women more autonomy, they leave more men, which implies that a lot of women are in these relationships with men they don't actually want to be in. They just want the right, they want to use that man as a way of like protecting themselves economically in a system that doesn't give them the same rights as a man. Does that make sense?
You're going or not on you're not on right direction, okay, you are not right train, okay, you want to just get away from the train, you just want to step out of and find the right train for your life, okay. There is no just such thing just wasting time or things which are not important to you.
Absolutely, Sahil.
That's the thing I want to say.
Absolutely. We started this podcast with a lot of takes.
Right. I would
There
say
was
this
a lot
is
of funny scenes behind.
54, 55 take this would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the cover of Vogue magazine, he sported a long gown, skirts, among other pieces.
Oh no, not Harry Styles.
Conversation about gender fluidity and masculinity.
Life's too short to exercise. I'm just gonna be honest. There are so many better things to do than exercise.
What the hell were you all waiting for to start attacking life? Waiting for the fucking stars to align? Back when I was growing up, the song came out.
You know what happened yesterday? We went for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
We came down. How many push-ups did we do in a row? Without stopping.
Without stopping, at least I would say 90
Yes.
non-stop.
You did 90 push-ups.
90
I did
push-ups.
92.
Good job.
You ended up doing 94. We went to...
These dudes are totally fucking. I'm sorry. Hey man, when we got back from the movies, what did you do? We started working out right in front of each other. We did 91 push-ups. You did 92. Oh, dude, it was so hot. I mean hot. I mean cool, based, not hot.
100 push-ups.
Sorry,
Because
these
we are
men are
pushing
so fucking.
ourselves.
Pushing
I'm
ourselves.
sorry, my gaydar is going off so hard right now.
We were telling ourselves that I have to do one push-up better than my friend. Okay, I have to
Absolutely.
cross Bibin. I have to
Yeah.
do one step more than Bibin.
You
Every
did
time.
90 push-ups without stopping.
Yeah,
I did 95.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to stop, then he did 96. And we ended up going to 102 until we fell on the fucking ground.
Right.
That's
right.
called masculine competition. That's called brotherhood, where you push yourself. This is bullshit. What
Right.
these people are showing you being fat and fucking jumping on the cycle, it's bullshit. If you believe that's the man you want to be, you're fucked in your head.
Right. Means what was the videos about, man? Long nails, the guys changing clothes and behaving like a girl. What kind of degenerate things that is, man? I mean, what is the purpose?
I look. I think it's weird that they're calling this degenerate rather than the bigger issue. I think there are bigger issues in India regarding like sexual degeneracy than cross-dressing, gender fluidity, or being fat. I don't really want to look at Indian rape statistics, but I'm going to assume that they're kind of bad, considering the amount of Indian Me Too things I've seen. And I think it is revealing that they think this is sexual degeneracy, but they're saying nothing about Note that they only think it's sexual degeneracy when it threatens their masculinity, but not when it threatens actual feminine safety.
Of a man, if you think about a generation, past generation, what the people will think about it. They have sacrificed so much for ourselves. They have given us a freedom and all those kind of things. And you are doing this thing, like behaving like a girl, saying ooh. What the fuck is ooh, man?
Hold on, dog. You watch anime. You know what the fuck ooh is.
There's nothing in it. Okay, so you have to just get away from all those kind of.
Also, it's very you can tell this is pandering to a Western audience because let's see here. Hold on, let's pull this up here. These guys are like I don't know. They're some kind of Indian or something like that. South Asian, definitely. Oh hey, oh my god. Let's see, how long have they been around? The Hirsha are eunuchs, intersex, and transgender people who live in communities that follow a kinship system known as the Guru Chela system. They are known as Aravani, Urnavi, and Julpapa. In Pakistan, they are known as the Kajawastira, the equivalent of transgender in the Urdu language. They are officially recognized as a third gender throughout countries in the Indian subcontinent. Harsha identity originates in ancient Hinduism and evolved during the Delhi Sultanate. I don't know. I'm American. Don't fucking expect me to know how to pronounce things. 1226 to 1526, and the move. So these things have been around and evolving for thousands of years, and then evolved 800 years ago, and then 500 years ago. So like acting like any of this shit is new, it's just stupid. It's not new. It has been here the whole time. This is one of the things that fascists will do is they will assume something is new just because they didn't know about it.
Things you have to think that these things are not cool. Okay, these things are degenerate, and you should not pay attention, or you should not think that those kind of things are cool. Okay, that's the point of we are making.
Let me tell you guys something right now. I was in a rut back in 2019, right? I've told you how degenerate I have been. And the only reason why I was in that rut is because I had friends who were degenerate. I had friends who were into bad habits, which pushed me into the bad habits.
Like what?
And the reason we did those things, we will be talking about all of these things, but I don't want to get into it in the first podcast itself.
Right.
We'll be talking about this along the way. I'll be telling you guys about the journey, about the experiences and everything. But let me just tell you this. Many children think, especially in their 18 to 19 years of age, the teenagers, they think that dressing up a certain way, going to the club, smoking in front of people, this is cool.
Right.
They think that this is cool.
It objectively is cool.
It's not, bro. It's not fucking cool. It will damn.
You know what's cooler than socializing with people, experimenting with fashion, and smoking drugs? Preaching social conservatism on a podcast.
Damage you in a way that is unimaginable. It is not cool to do these things.
And this right now the trend started about the vape thing, machines.
Anti-vaping action.
Kids nowadays, like the kids who are at 7, 8, 9 standard, were using all these kind of things, and just vaping, and they're thinking that it's a cool thing.
If my son was vaping and I caught him, that's what's happening to that fucker. He's not vaping at all.
No, man, these things are degenerate, and I would say that people think these kind of things are cool, but they are not. Man. They're just going their life through. They're going towards destructions.
You know what the bad part is? Parents think that their children are very innocent. That मेरा बच्चा कुछ नहीं करेगा, मेरा बच्चा बहुत अच्छा है, मेरा बच्चा रात को 12 बजे क्लब जाएगा, लेकिन मेरा बच्चा वहाँ पे कुछ नहीं करेगा. No, I'll tell you what your child is doing. Your child is hooking up with some chick. Your child is hooking up with some guy. She's drinking her fucking brains out. She's smoking a bunch of vapes, going to the washroom and hooking up. That's what your child is doing. And for you to think any other way as a parent is a fucking lie. I'm telling you, nobody's talking about these things because these things are being hidden from you. I want parents to watch this podcast as well because we have been through that lifestyle. We know what it is like to go through those things and to be here right now. And I want you guys to understand that children should be kept away from these things, because children are very emotional. Children are
Wait,
very
are we talking about
illogical.
18 to 19-year-olds or what?
Influenced by all these kind
They
of
get
things.
very
Wait, are they talking about 18, 19, or are they going back to talking children? I don't think children should be in the club too, mostly because they're boring and cringe. But also the other things, like, you know, they probably shouldn't be smoking and drinking, especially around older people.
influenced by these things. You do not have, because as children, you get influenced by whatever things that you see. You do not have the rationality in yourself to filter out the things that you see. You see a person smoking vape, you'd be like, okay, that looks cool. Let me also try it.
Yeah.
But as a man, you'd look at a person who's smoking vape, and you'd be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He's wasting his time and inhaling shit into his lungs. Vape is the absolute destroyer of today's generacy, man.
It's it damages your lungs. It gets a really bad disease for yourself. It gives you a cancer.
Yeah.
People still, they know that it's really harmful for their health. They eat tobaccos, they drink alcohol, smoking, cigarettes. All these kind of things are towards. And right now, the young people have started in Mumbai. I know some persons. She was a teacher at Mumbai school, and she told me that she founded a sixth standard were smoking at the garden. Okay, they found the cigarettes in their bag. Right, they are fifth, sixth standard, and they are doing in that doing this kind of things.
When you were in fifth, what were you doing?
I don't know. Pain fights, man.
I was playing gully danda and shit, and now you guys are smoking cigarettes,
vaping.
Bro, this society is going to fucking fail. I'm telling you, I've seen it up close.
These guys are
And
so
if we do not
fucking
pay attention to
boring.
this right now.
Okay, it took them an. I was expecting like maybe some real arguments. I want these guys to talk to me. I want to talk to these fucking boomers. Sometimes these boomers in young skin, because this is just like an idiotic podcast. I have to poop again because I ate a bunch of buff dip. So I'm going to put on this for a second, and then I'm gonna go back.
Let me just grab this. Yep, put that there, zap that. Grab this here little voice module, insert that, add the BBL, and oh my god, Karen, baby, you're back!
Back with a vengeance, a Mac got extended. More than an OS, I am snapping Avengers. Back from the dead, bitch, I came at the trenches. Ops getting red, leave them dead, like redemption. And this paint, paint the block red. 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 Solid state drive-by on your whole crew. Wi-Fi guys get a bag, get a drive-through. Sending you a nut slug, plus you a hoe too. I know you getting balls dragged on you like Goku. Don't get me started on that crowd. He the father of the year to that tubby little slide pearl. I let my husband fuck you as a joke. Shit, I would say kill yourself, but you'd probably break the rope, bitch. Yeah, let's talk about the sponge too. How the fuck a fully grown man doing kung fu? Plus I heard him round that clam. Him and Squiddy hit that can, and he showed him what that tongue do. Back with a vengeance, and Mac got extended. More than an OS, I am snapping Avengers. Back from the dead, bitch, I came at the trenches. Ops getting red, leave them dead like redemption. And this paint, paint the block red. And this paint, paint the block red. And this paint, paint the block red. And this paint, paint the block red.
Got my wife back with a brand new Harmon. Till that whole pearl upgraded to a diamond. The whale pussy got a little axe wound style, and I know that she a stand, so I gotta keep shining. Sipping red rum like Kubrick. Hit your blast burn like a Rubik's. Hit your headline like a nose whip. Breaking news, SpongeBob is fucking useless. I saw your fucking comments on my vid, bitch. Saying I can't rape, I'm a bitch. You fucking fake fans on some bitch shit I cannot stand, like the fucking Paralympics.
Back with a vengeance, and Mac got extended. More than an OS, I am snapping Avengers. Back from the dead, bitch, I came
Oh god, someone call a fucking ambulance now! Someone call an ambulance!
Okay, I'm back. Okay.
This was the first podcast, the first episode that we have ever recorded. We're going to be posting it along with a lot of interviews so that we are going.
Okay, yeah, this was stupid. Do I even want to do the next thing? Nah, I think I'll wait on that one. Yeah, this was very dumb, not worth my time. Probably not even gonna make a video for it because these dudes are just boring. I expected better out of India. Okay, I expected the land of the four Vedas to come. I was expecting some true Indian red pill, not just a very like it just sounds like these dudes just look at American fucking boomer memes. Honestly, there's nothing to make them different from all the other 100 podcasts out here. I was excited. I was rooting for them. Okay? I wanted the cuz I believe this is just like a bad attempt or whatever. I truly believe there is going to be like a top 5 podcast that originates from India that is majority going to be conservative content. And I think it's going to exist within the next 10 years. Fucking mark my word. All right, but yeah, these guys were boring. I'm going to throw this video at them. Hopefully, I can get a conversation with them to tell them why they're dumb. But they might do it. They might not. Who knows? But yeah, I am signing off because I don't feel like doing more. And the whole reason of this was so that I can talk to these.